No offside.
Welcome back to another episode of No Offsides. I'm Dan Dean, and our guest is making a return. He is joining us, coming back from a summer run where he came back with gold with Team USA. He is none other than Ryan Marker. Ryan, how you doing, man? Ryan, your microphone is cutting out. Gotta love technology.
About now.
Oh, yep, we got you.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. It's you know clean first run last year. A little rocky start this time. Not a big deal.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
So
Never can never go perfect all the time.
no. Technology, man. Um, but yeah, I mean, so you're back for a second time. There's a lot going on in the roller world that your name's in it. It's not bad stuff. That's always good. But you before we get into it, I mean, let's talk your summer, right?
Hmm.
So before you go off to Europe and play for Team USA, you played Narch and State Wars, right? And so for Narch, you playing with Fusion. I mean, you guys go 2-2 in round robin, um, and it's unfortunate exit in round one playoffs. I mean, you what the I mean, how was Team Fusion? How do you think Narch went overall?
So I thought, I mean, overall, I mean, from a trip perspective, it was great because it was like 95% of the team was local guys, like from the Philadelphia area. So it was cool that we got to get a group together and actually go to like a legit tournament, well, summer national,
Sure.
just to see how we do. And I mean, for the most part, I thought we, did pretty well, but I I still think we underperformed. Like
Okay.
even though like we took like a very like like local like type of group, but I mean either way it was a good trip, and I mean I thought we had a decent showing, but I obviously wish for a better result, but it doesn't always work like that. So, but overall it was great to get out there with guys that I've played with for 10 plus years, like through like Piha and stuff like that. A
Yeah.
majority of that team was like our few, well, what were the few last year, but the few or
Okay.
lads, Piha team that we've had for years. So it was it was good to see how we do like in something other than just Piha. And I mean I thought we did okay. I mean we talked about maybe running it back for like a winter tournament or something like that, but we'll see
Okay.
what happens.
Yeah, I mean, because the few played Piha, right, and then they're I can't remember. Are they still the few? And they're still the few in Piha, right?
Um, we were the few. Um, I think we did. Well, we were the few last year. Still, I think the name just changed after that season because Anthony Marigan runs everything, so he got a new sponsor with the Fusion. So for now on, anything that we put, put in, to a tournament league or anything, it'll be Fusion from now on. So
Okay, sweet, good to know.
yeah.
So jumping over to Palma, right? You hopped on the champion wheelers. You tried grinding your way through the play-in. Unfortunately, it was not a great round robin in the play-in, and then it wasn't early exit. I mean, how was your time with the wheelers? I mean, how was Palma Pro?
I mean, Alma Pro is always the best of the best. I mean, all the best guys are always there, so that's obviously a good thing. But overall, as a team with champion, it was similar to like the fusion in my opinion. Like, but the thing we were lacking with Champion for sure was, in my opinion, chemistry.
Okay.
Like I've never played with a lot of them guys
Yeah.
before, and when you go to an event like that, it's you're playing with guys that you're playing against guys that play together all year most of the time. When you're running into teams like, even if it's the play-in, you're running into teams like Rink Rat, like
Yeah.
a lot of them guys play together. Skittles play together all the time.
Yeah.
Like I just thought we were a step behind when it came to that, but overall, the guys and playing for champion was great. Like I loved the group. The group was awesome. Like I would play with them guys again. Like it was they made it enjoyable, and I felt like we started clicking later on. We ended up going to overtime in the first round of playoffs in the play-in, but we couldn't get it done.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those summers, right? Things just kind of don't go your way.
Mm.
Um, I mean, you seem to always want to play, right?
Yeah,
Especially when it comes summertime. Would you say, would you say that it's a realistic goal that to hop on a team that's consistently playing every summer?
definitely the goal. It's just I always find myself never being able to do that because in the beginning of summer, I can never fully commit
Okay.
to all three. Like something happens to where like I'll decide last minute, oh wow, I'm actually able to go to this one like a week and a half before.
Okay.
And teams that would have asked me are already full. So then I just gotta jump into I won't call it a random team, but a team that has a little more availability.
Sure.
And me wanting to play, I don't care if the team's in first place or last place, I'm gonna want to go anyway.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it goes how it's been going the past couple years. But I want to change that this year. I want to find a team that goes to everything, and
Hmm.
you're never gonna, in my opinion, you're never gonna win anything if you don't stick together with like a consistent group. Because if you interchange players all the time, it's just makes it hard to gain chemistry when you're playing against teams like, we get to the upper echelon teams like, Palma, Black Ice, Car Shield. Like they have the same.
Yeah.
95% of them teams are the same all the time, and that's why they succeed because they just have that chemistry over everybody, and I think that means 10 times more than skill. Like, and Conics too. Conics is getting like that too. Obviously, Roadrunners play together. Like, all them teams play together all the time, and it's definitely a big advantage in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Mhm.
there's nothing more than, I mean, you could be a bunch of old, slow guys and still have an advantage over a quick young team as long as you know how to control the puck. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely because it's like I enjoy myself, you know, following like the teams that you jump on and seeing how they do because I know what you provide to a team, and it just seems to me like, and it all makes sense now. What you're saying is that like you can't commit and stuff like that until like super close, which I mean when you're a dad and you have a kid, that also makes sense as well too. So
And now like my father's starting to like slowly like, I wouldn't say hand the business down to me or my brother and like us siblings, but we're starting to get a bigger workload, so it's hard to like really like schedule like in advance sometimes.
I hear you.
As things pop up, and if I find a little bit of a window where I think I can make something, I'll go. But
Okay.
it's hard to do like months in advance. So that's the part that I'm definitely looking to change. So
Okay.
I want to be able to figure that part out.
Well, and let's talk about that. I mean, your name comes up, and everyone was shocked. Everyone thought you were moving to Texas, um, but your name comes up on the Texas Scorpions. I
Uh-huh.
mean, want to walk us through kind of how that came to be?
So a good buddy of mine who I played ice with, Seth Enzer, he messaged me about the opportunity. He said, would I be, willing, like to talk about it and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, give me a call, and we chatted a little bit about it, and I ended up talking to the guy who runs it, and I don't know, it seemed interesting. I feel like anyone who's trying to add new competition, it's worth giving it a look. And like I said, I'm not committed to anybody, so it was kind of one of them things. He asked me that I want to play in a tournament in this upcoming summer. I said, yeah, I'll play. And then he was asking me about like how we were talking like availability with other stuff, and
Sure.
I said, I would definitely be interested. So that's kind of how that came about. And then when they posted that the signing on Instagram, my Instagram blew up. People were calling me. People were like, wait. I thought you were on. Well, because number one, it just shows you how people don't read anything.
Yeah, yeah.
People are calling me. They're like, wait, I thought you were done ice hockey. Why are you moving to Texas? I'm like, you didn't even read the post. It's a roller hockey team. And it's a it's a tournament team. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving anywhere. It's trying to explain to how it is, trying to
Oh yeah.
explain to people that don't understand roller hockey, like the way it works. Like, no, I'm not moving to Texas. No, they're not going to be mad at me for missing practices. We don't practice. It's only games. It's only tournaments. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
it is.
Well, yeah, you could put the the you can put it all away and you can just let us know right now. Like, when's the moving date?
So I'm looking for a place. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll let you know when it gets a little closer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was the greatest thing though. Is like people were like, "Oh, is he moving to Texas?" And it's like, guys, what are we doing
I, I
here?
I had to make like a story about it saying no, I'm not moving to Texas. I'm still gonna be in Jersey, this and that, and then uh, it's funny how like people that aren't in the hockey scene or roller hockey scenes especially, they thought I was for sure moving. They were it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's nice to see for now that you have a potential home for next summer. Um, it'll be nice to see that you get to play with the same roster, hopefully for the entire summer.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of and I'll speak for you, but I think it's also what I feel, and if I was in your situation too, is like that's what you're kind of looking for.
yeah. 'Cause I mean, I don't talk about it much myself, but I truly think years ago, like 2018, I probably really made a big mistake when it came to because I was on the Roadrunners originally,
Mm-hmm.
and I left and just started, jumping around, playing at different places, and then, over time, Roadrunners got better, and I feel like if I would have stuck with them from the beginning, I could have maybe been on a team like that today.
Sure.
But I kind of screwed myself over, and you live and you learn. You
Yeah.
know, jumping around doesn't always do you good. It sounds like a good thing sometimes, but it's at the end of the day it wasn't, and now that's why I'm like in this situation where I'm trying to find a home again, to play.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is with this Texas team, I mean, even if we go into these tournaments and we're not the best, if we're maybe middle of the pack or towards the back, the first few tournaments, I mean, that's okay. Everyone deals with that, that I guess you can call it a learning curve in pro, especially guys that don't, I mean, especially guys that don't play pro often or guys, I haven't really looked at our roster like totally yet, but say if there's some ice hockey guys, there's always no matter what level of ice hockey you play, there's always a transition.
Sure.
It so might take a few guys a few tournaments to really see what roller hockey's about. So it's interesting. I mean, I like the idea of the Texas Scorpions team. So I told him I would give it a shot, and
Let's just hope they don't disappoint with these jerseys. When the
I
jerseys,
know.
the jerseys are gonna seal everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then when it's like when the jerseys are not to your standard, you just be like, listen, I'm not playing if those are the jerseys. And then you'll have to do a press release.
Yeah. Uh, and this Texas roller hockey controversy's been great to follow. I honestly still don't know anything, like really anything. Like I'm kind of I get like bits and pieces here and there, but I still don't know the full story of anything that's going on. Like
So so there's now three Texas teams. Two are out of Denton, Texas.
Full Throttle, right? Is one of
Full
them.
Throttle's the third one, which was apparently a team that Enzo was saying was together when he was younger. So now they're kind of making a comeback. And so then you have the Freeze and now the Scorpions that technically, I mean, Scorpions are holding a place at Denton, which is where most of the Freeze players play out of. So there's that's part of the controversy. Um, for a little bit too, there was talkings of like, are they poaching players? Are they not? So that that got thrown into the drama, and then I don't know the tidy whiteys like to just throw themselves in the drama as well and say they're going down to Texas as well.
I let's just say I really don't like I kind of the story that I heard was is one team is a part of a rank and then the other team is coming in and trying to like almost kind of like swoop them like away from that route or something like that. I guess that's kind of what's going on. I don't even know what two teams it is. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm still trying to figure it out. But like that's kind of like what someone told me.
Yeah, I mean the Freeze have been playing there for years, right? And Scorpions come in and Danny and everyone, they're coming in. They have, I guess, partnership with the rink now, so they're trying to do something big. And through Texas Scorpions, they are creating a youth league and stuff like that. So, which my whole thing is the pro thing is cool. The sponsoring a youth league and their initiative is to try and make things cheaper. That's where I'm like, that's great.
Hey, well, I mean, the growth of the youth game
Yeah.
is everything. I mean, that's how we're going to keep the sport going. So, taking care of the youth side is way more important than the pro,
Yeah,
in my.
and I hear Enzer's making millions of dollars from the team, and he's going to coach all the youth teams. So
Actually, yeah, he still owes me. He said he was going to send me something, for the press release. I'll get back to him though. Something.
yeah, yeah.
Something.
I'm sure he made a side deal with you, and
Yeah.
and he owes you for all the emotional distress of Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you now, as for the moment, have a permanent home. I mean, sure, you possibly made a mistake, and
Mm-hmm.
you could be lining up next to Patrick Maroon, but whoever saw that one coming? But yeah, I mean, listen.
It's one of them things you live and you learn.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
I've lived. I've made many mistakes. Whether it's ice roller, I had countless amount of mistakes. I can go on for hours on mistakes that I've made, but it's all about growing up and stuff like that. I was young at the time, and hey, it happens. But
Hey, you know what? You're still playing, so that's all that matters.
mm-hmm. Yep.
And I mean, Chris Ferrara, I'm sure he just, he's got some pull. He'll put, he'll make you a pro card. He makes great pro cards. And it'll, we'll send it out.
Yep.
Chris
Yeah.
Ferrara will be your manager.
Oh yeah. He'll take care of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So over the summer, you got the call. You got the call to play for Team USA over in Europe, and to win the gold. I mean,
it was the like most bizarre like way of getting contacted ever. It was so I obviously the team was picked and I saw the roster. Obviously the roster stacked as always.
yeah,
And I'm just sitting at I think it was at like a restaurant. I was somewhere and I see something pop up on my phone, an email saying, call me ASAP. And I'm like, call me ASAP. That's a weird way to get a hold of someone. So I click into it and it was like the USAR's like page, like the US, God, I should know this. I should know the actual, the name of it, but USAR's, for the inline hockey
yeah, yeah.
sent me an email saying, call me ASAP. And I call, Charlie Scrollo, who's the who runs it and or the GM president, and he was like, yeah, a spot opened up for Team USA. Would you want to go? And I'm like, I knew it was in China, obviously, and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm like 95% in, but I have to talk to the wife just to make sure because it's like a 12-day trip. But I was like, without even telling my wife, I was like, honestly, just count me in. I'll figure it out. I saw that it was obviously the World Games, happens once every 4 years.
Yeah,
It was like the biggest inline hockey event, with the roster that was going and everything. I was like, it was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And personally, in my opinion, I didn't have a great summer. I feel I didn't play that well. So I was like, number one, to even get the opportunity to go
sure.
play, I was like, I'm going to take it no matter if I play one shift a game or if I'm like, whatever my role is, I didn't care. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I ended up getting on and I'm thankful for it because it ended up being the trip of a lifetime. Like some of these players that I played with, like I knew how good they were, but it's one of the things sometimes you don't realize how good someone is till like you're playing on their side.
yeah,
Like like Kevin Mooney, in my opinion, like I thought he was really good, but in my opinion, he's the best player in the world right now. I truly think that. And just the roster that we had and the way we came together and how close the locker room was, like everything we did the whole trip was together. Like it was, and Changdao, China, where the tournament was, it was the most professional setting I've ever seen for like an event. Like
okay,
we literally felt like we were in the Olympics. Like going into the rink, I mean, kind of got annoying, but like the security was like really really crazy. Like anything you brought in, they had to check, like whether it was they pretty much when you would walk into the rink, they would open up everyone's bag and then like check everything like one by one. But it just showed you like how like showed you like how like high end everything
sure.
was and how professional everything was. But it was easily my favorite hockey trip I've ever taken, and I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to do it. It's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, and I want to make a correction on myself. I said Europe. It is Asia, in China.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
I,
even
I had,
I didn't even catch you
yeah,
saying that.
I
But
had what is it? The IIHF.
oh
In
yeah,
my
yeah,
head.
yeah.
So I don't know
Hmm.
why. I don't know why I had IIHF in my head, but masters and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean that rink looked very nice for
Yeah, it
one.
was.
I mean, it's always a nice show. I mean, what was it? Was it 4 years ago when they were in? Was that 4 years ago when they were in Birmingham, or was that IIHF?
Oh, it was 3 years ago. They were in Birmingham. For some reason, it's usually every four, but for some reason they did it on the third year of the show. I don't. I think it was because during COVID
Okay.
they couldn't do one. So this year it was three instead of four, something like that.
Okay.
So it was because these things are scheduled like 5 years in
Yeah.
advance. You know what I mean? In certain areas. So I didn't think they. I don't. I just think they didn't want to change. The date of when it was supposed to
Yeah.
be. So it
No.
was like they already know when it. They already know where it is in 2029. It's in Germany.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah. I mean, then you saw the Masters there, and that was beautiful, and so that should be another nice trip for everyone. And
Mm-hmm,
I personally love Germany. I've been there several times.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I mean, let's talk China. I mean, what did the team do? I mean, it's one game a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and
There's so much time.
yeah,
So much time.
yeah,
I mean, like, so the one day we went as a team and we went on like a legit like panda tour, where
okay,
like I didn't know like China's like or the area we were in, they have like a panda exhibit. So we went and like it was pretty cool, something neat that
yeah,
I've never seen before. Well, none of us have ever seen before. So it was something different. We got to do that. That wasted a few hours, of the day, and then other times we would either, some of us would go to the gym, work out, and go get food. That's another thing with the trip that was amazing. So for the hotel, I think there was two hotels for the event, like two like massive hotels,
okay,
and they had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like top notch food, like
okay,
for every meal, like buffet style and all that. So like even if you were the pickiest eater, like going into it, like if you were like nervous, they had everything like American pasta, Italian, whatever you wanted, they had, and made it really convenient.
okay,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Chinese food that much, so like we went out like obviously if you do the same schedule 2 or 3 days in a row. You want to get out there and like venture and do
Yeah.
other stuff. So we went to did like a couple like different like Chinese food places. And they were good, just super spicy. Like the food was like incredibly spicy, but overall though the trip was amazing. I loved it. The the rink was the rink's obviously the hockey part's always going to be your favorite part, but
Yeah.
the rink was great.
Now you said like everyone traveled along and did kind of the same thing. So
Hmm.
it's like everything was like a team bonding session.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like we were walking the most bizarre thing the whole trip. We were walking like around town, and someone on our team out of the corner of their eye spotted a legit Bauer hockey store in China.
Oh dang.
No, like it was just Bauer only. Like there's we're so no one knows. Like we kind of think that maybe they like created that like store for the event or something like
Okay.
that. But then we went to like a local mall, and the mall had a hockey rink in it. So maybe hockey really is like maybe
Okay.
it was an ice hockey rink. So maybe the hockey is pretty big around that area. So
Okay. That's
yeah,
pretty
there's like
cool.
a they have like a junior, whatever their juniors is. They have like a junior hockey team that plays out of that rink and stuff. It's pretty cool. It was like on like the fourth floor of a
Oh
mall.
shit.
It was crazy.
It's one thing to like be playing on the first floor and then you have
Mhm.
all the the levels kind of
Yeah,
above
like you
you
have
and
to
looking
take the
down.
escalator. You have to take the escalator all the way up to get to the rink.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Now, did you bring anything home from China? Like
Oh
samurai
my
sword or
god.
anything?
No, nothing like that. But like oh my God, I got my daughter too many things. Like so much that I had to buy a whole nother suitcase while I was out there to like bring stuff home because none of it fit. And probably got her like a million stuffed animals. Like I got this one thing that I got for myself that I thought was pretty cool. So from every World Games. So like a big thing that was very popular out there, like everyone loved trading pins, like
Okay.
like the pins and stuff like that. How like they used to, when you go to like Silver Sticks and stuff like
Yeah,
that when
yeah,
you were
oh yeah.
younger for ice hockey. So there was this thing that you could buy. It was a World Games, like it was in like a case. It was a pin from every World Games event ever, like all the way back to like the 60s or 70s. So I kind of wanted to get that from it. I thought it was pretty cool, just something to have.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a memory, right? You're gonna look at it and
Hmm.
go, "Yeah, I played in probably that year's pin there, right?" So,
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
there was that. There was Birmingham and then everything,
Nice.
before that. So,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great. I mean, anytime you travel out of the country, especially if you're going, you know, going to like a resort and going on vacation on the beach is one thing, but kind of going, that's what 12. That's got to be what 20 to 30 hours travel.
so it was from Philly to LA is like 5.5. And then from LA to there, but you go up towards like Alaska and then go across like the opposite, behind it that way, like through like Russia and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it was 14. So yeah, like total like 19 or 20 hours.
it's a lot
Yeah,
of flying.
it was brutal. I had to get a sleeping pill. I had no choice. It was the only way I was gonna. The best was on the way there. I probably slept like half, but on the way back coming home, I took a sleeping pill like right when we took off. I fell asleep like maybe 30 minutes into the flight. I woke up. There was legit only an hour and a half left. I passed out for like 12 and a half. I was so happy. I was like, thank God. There were a
Oh,
few kids on our team though that upgraded to like business class.
oh my god.
Yeah, it was. I thought about it, but once I heard how much I was like, nah, I'm okay. I could deal with it.
Who was it?
uh, um, on the way there, it was oh God, wait, I want to get this right. Um, Scotty Savage was one of them,
Okay, okay.
and I think it was Kyle Mooney. I'm pretty sure it was two of them. Yeah, I think it was them two. And then on the way back, we were, I think two or three people were going to do it, but they were sold out. So everyone had to sit in the normal economy. And I mean, if like I told myself, I was like, if it was like only like $400 or $500, like, not only, but like for a
Yeah.
long trip like that, I was like, all right, maybe I would have done it. But once I heard it, what it was, I was like, no. I'm like, okay, no,
Yeah. Are those
no
the
way.
seats? Are those the seats that end up like being able to
Yeah,
pull
like
out
yeah,
the beds?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, for a trip like that, I get it. It's if there is a type of trip that you would do something like that, it's one of them type of trips.
Oh, for
But
sure.
yeah, man, $1,600 though. I was like,
That was the upgrade.
yeah, that was the upgrade.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you if you're talking, yeah, like you said, $400 or $500, but you're
Yeah,
talking
I think I
1,600.
think I capped myself like going into it. I was like 700 is the most, and then that and my wife would have killed me if I would have did that. But I was like that is like the most I could absolutely spend. And it was like over double that. I was like, no, I'm okay. No, I'll be able to deal with it.
So you guys fly over, right? And you
Mhm.
is it like a day before, 2 days before?
So the craziest thing was we flew. Oh, you mean I get what you're saying? Like before we start
Yeah, yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Yeah. So the tournament started on the 7th. We flew out the 3rd, and because of how ahead China is, we landed. So how crazy is this? We fly out the 3rd. We landed on the 5th. So the 4th was non-existent. Like we pretty much like were off the grid for a whole like the whole 4th. We weren't there, and then we land on the 5th. We have like that whole day to get like acclimated. The 6th we practiced, and then 7th we started.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it like when you landed? Was it morning? Was it nighttime?
early in the
Yeah.
morning,
Okay.
like 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
It
So
was
you can.
really early.
So then you can force
Mm.
yourself to stay up, and then you can, stay up as late as you like. Try and stay up as late
Yeah,
and
that's
okay.
what we all wanted to do. We didn't want anyone like we didn't want to take like naps or we just wanted to stay up to like the normal like 10, 11 o'clock at night and
Sure.
then go to bed. Try to you didn't want to like be like totally like you want to like try to start like I guess
Yeah.
you could say a schedule.
Hey, I mean, who? Let me phrase this. 'Cause I'm not trying to call anyone out, but who on the team would you say is? I don't know, let's go with like most adventurous that you went with there. Like who's doing? Who's like, let's go do this, and then you're like, what are we? What is that? Or is Vio keeping you guys in line and be like, no, 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 no?
I'm Vio, honestly. I mean, he's the man.
Yeah,
Like he's pretty much cool with it. Whatever you want to do, as
okay.
well, if everyone wants to do it, he's in 95% of the time too. So he he's like one of the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's so he's great to have. Honestly, our team manager Scott Burnett, like he would just schedule stuff and we would just be like, "What the hell is that?" And we would, but it was cool though. I mean, like the panda thing ended up being worth it,
yeah.
like something that we'll never see again. But adventure. I'm trying to think like on the team. Um, honestly, God, that's a hard one.
I mean, you got
Um,
some young guys on that team, so
I feel like Della Morte always wanted to do stuff, like always wanted to like go out,
sure.
especially when we were like after we won or before we started playing and stuff like that. Yeah, he really wanted to like see the city, like the nightlife stuff,
Okay.
like stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we kind of like I said, everything we did was together. Like, nothing really crazy. Like if one
Okay.
person said something, most 90% of the time, like all of us agreed and we all went. So
Okay.
it was
So
a close group, and honestly, I think that's a big reason for our success. Like other than just the talent of the team,
yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, like I said, what do I want to say? You look at it right, and you go, there's a lot of people that have been there year after year, and then you have the guys that are kind of older, right, and then you have the guys that are younger that have been there. Um, you're looking at it, and you go, well, you made the team once. Maybe this is something 4 years down the line that maybe becomes another opportunity.
it's possible. Like I didn't think that this opportunity was possible. So I mean, I mean, I got the opportunity, I took it, and it ended up being, the best decision of my life, winning a gold medal. That's always been my dream since I started playing. Like to play Team USA #1 is a dream, but to win, like there's nothing better than that. Like especially an event like this, like
Yeah.
to know that the guy ended up getting a gold medal in the best possible event, the best feeling in the world.
Well, because you
Like
played.
I'm still on the high. Like I'm like I still talk about it all the time, and we still got our team group chat going and stuff like that. Like you know someone someone randomly will be like, world champions, like 3 days like after, like none of us are saying anything, and then we'll just be like, let's go, type of thing. Like,
Because you played Pan America too, right?
and we won that
Yeah.
last year in
So yeah,
Colombia.
you go Pan America, and then you're like, well, I get to go to China.
hmm And that's honestly, I think a pretty big reason on why I got asked to play on this team, because I think of how I played in the Pan American Games. I mean,
Sure.
I think they I'm assuming, I really don't know, but I'm assuming, maybe they were like, oh, you did well in the lower the lower, I guess you could say lower level international type of game, and maybe that's why I got my shot. I mean,
Hey, I mean,
someone obviously advocated for me. I got the opportunity for a reason, so that's why I took it, and I'm glad I did. Like,
well, I'm sure you have Schwetzy hired as your manager, so I'm sure
yeah.
he's sending out emails every day for you.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's
But yeah, I mean, now you get to go in the
he's
next
trying to get me
time.
back to go to college.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure
gonna,
he is. I'm
he's
sure
gonna,
he is. But now you get to when you apply for the next time you want to play, you like Pan America Gold,
Mhm.
USA World's Gold, and then you look and go, I should, there's good players, but my resume's better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps having that stuff on your resume.
Sure.
So it shows that you were a part of a team that had success. I mean, I feel like that definitely plays a factor, and we'll see what happens. I mean, take it year by year.
Well, it's also nice to know that, it one guy drops and you were the next on the
hmm
list too, right? So,
hmm
I mean that obviously you could probably look at it as like depends on who signs up and who wants to go, depends on where you're at in the list. But I mean, if you're on the list next for this year, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was in when they picked the team this year was a little different. Like they kind of like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like at first, like I feel like most like when they pick teams, like normally, like you kind of like have an idea of like what's going on, like when the team's going to be announced. Like no one had any idea. Like they kind of like did it behind, like I guess you could say closed doors. Ask certain people and stuff like that. Like reached out to certain, which is honestly the way it should be.
Sure.
But yeah, just I'm just fortunate, that I got the opportunity to play with, you know, in total, like what you could say the 14 best players in the world.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's a lot of players on that USA team that I think really high of. Like so, to be able to play with them guys and something else other than just like tournament play or PIHA or whatever, anything like to be able to go and try to achieve a gold medal. It was unbelievable. Like, and I was someone, to be honest with you, I was going going into it. I knew I was probably going to be like our sixth forward. I knew I was going to have limited playing time in certain areas, and I didn't even care about that.
Sure.
I just I just wanted to play my role. Whatever whenever I was called upon, to go out there and have a shift, try to go whatever it was. I didn't mind it. Whatever it took to win the gold medal is all I cared about.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a testament to who you are, right? And it's just kind
Mhm.
of like um, it's maybe something that teams, whether let's just say, uh, whether the Scorpions works out for next summer or after next summer, it's like people need to know who they're getting, and that's just who you are. So, and that's the thing is, I mean, from what I know, from knowing you and talking with you, and you're a great dude, and you play hard, and Nicest guy off the rink, but stay the hell out of your way on the rink. So, but yeah, I mean, as much as your tournament run, your North America circuit didn't go so well. Um, your gold
Yeah.
medalist. I mean, that's got to be. I'd probably say that's better than winning PAMA Pro.
Oh, yeah, I would think so for sure. I mean, I no doubt, no doubt. I mean, definitely more people have won Palma Pro than a, you know, than a gold medal. So it's, I would say, it's still my goal though.
Sure.
I still want to win a Palma Pro, but I still haven't. I'm trying to think if I actually no, I don't think I've won. I don't think I've won a pro circuit tournament, a pro championship yet. Like I'm talking like summer nationals.
Sure, sure.
So no, I haven't.
Well,
So I have three tournaments to try to win still, but yeah, at least I got the really big one out of the way.
yeah, yeah. Hey, you start from the top and you start knocking them down.
Yep, yep.
You know, Ryan, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that you want to say, you want to put out there, whether it's Team USA, Texas Scorpions, any other anyone you want to plug in, it's all you, man.
See, I just want to, I just well, number one, I'm going to start off with champion. I'm going to start off with the way they took care of me in the tournament and the way they take care of me all the time with wheels, sticks, whatever I need. I want to thank them. Because they, in my opinion, the best wheels on the market. Like people have mixed feelings about whatever sponsor they have, but I truly love champion wheels. So I'm happy to be a part of that. And the Texas stuff, it's kind of hard to really say something because I'm still so fresh into it. But I hope it works out. Like I hope it's something that we can really build on, and you know we got to start somewhere. Whether it's a winter tournament, whether we start at Wish Cup tours or whatever it is, I would love to see something work, and I'm willing to join on a team that is still trying to prove themselves. For me, it doesn't have to be an established team, and I would love to see something work out, to where I can make it like a home, like we were saying, where I could play for like a single team and
Sure,
not have to jump around.
sure.
And be other than that, and then I could say, obviously thanks to Usars and for obviously giving me the call, to let me play, because that was the trip of a lifetime, and that was a lifetime goal of mine that I honestly never thought that I was going to be able to get again. Because when I went to Worlds the last time, so not Pan American Games, but the Worlds before that in
Mm-hmm.
2022, I felt like I played like absolute dog shit. So I felt like I would never get the opportunity again. And the fact that I did, and it felt like almost like a revenge tour, because some of us that were on that team in 2022, we feel like we got you know I'm not going to say cheated out, but like we kind of got hosed a little bit by the refs. And I feel like that game that we lost against Italy in 22, we should have won it, and we would have ended up playing the Czechs in the
Yeah.
gold medal game that time. So the fact that I got an opportunity to do it in even a bigger event than what that was, a dream come true. I'll never forget it.
Hey, I mean, wish you nothing but the best, but there's a reason.
Hold up.
There
Here we
it
go.
is. There it is.
Yep, I had it right here.
I haven't been sent one of those yet,
These
Rock.
hats are set. We got these at the at Palma.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Like I said, they take care of us. We they gave us a bunch of apparel. Like it was, they're great.
Yeah. I mean, Rock's good. Rock runs a tight ship.
Oh yeah,
Rock's all for the sport. I can't say nothing but good things about him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
Rock knows how much I respect him. I message him all the time. We were kind of like messing with each other about, the Texas stuff. But it was but it's all love at the end.
yeah,
I would play for him anytime. So
yeah. I mean, well, it is a pleasure to have you on again. I wish you nothing but the best in your future. Um, as usual, like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Uh, Make a comment. You can even tell me how terrible I am with geography because I made a blooper. That's fine. But
that's
as
an
usual,
that's an easy it's an easy mistake though.
but as usual, if you're for check and roller hockey, don't let up because there's no offsides. I'm Dan Dean, marker.